Hello, everyone. Schoolhouse Intuitive. Thanks so much for being here. Let's go ahead and get some cards. This is for the week ahead for the Libra Collective, Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. Any placement. We'll use tarot oracle cards. I'll share channeled messages. We'll get crystal cards, animal cards, angel numbers, lots of stuff. Let's see. What do we have? Any area of your life this could pertain to. What do we have, please, for the week of March 16th to the 22nd? 2026. We do have our Vernal Equinox coming in on the 20th, depending on where you are in the world. Could be the 21st or the 19th. And we also have St. Patrick's Day. We have a new moon in Pisces. So nice dreamy new moon here as we wind up Pisces season, about to enter Aries season. All right. Wow. Oh, how relevant. We have Clover here. Just mentioned St. Patrick's Day. So this is about spiritual cleaning. And then we have good health here with tree. All right, let's see what else we have. We have cheerfulness with parrot. Lovely colorful card there. We have eye with soul mirror. Look at that. We have torch, enlightenment. And we also have sword, bravery. How Libran. My goodness. Look at all these beauties. Okay. What do we have here for you? Yeah, I have a bandage on my elbow. I know some of you watch me regularly. Don't worry. It's just, I'm trying to protect it. I bumped it, and every time I rebump it, it just gets more painful. So I'm just like wrapping it to make sure I don't bump it on the table again. All right. So Libra. So we had 6 cards wanting to come out all at once. Maybe you're noticing 6 in general coming into your life. Maybe that number has something relevant for you, or 24 or 15. Those all equal 6. All right. Let's see. So with good luck, this is if we work hard with the good luck. So opening yourself for more love, friendship, healing. Something about working to change our luck. Maybe you are doing some sort of spiritual cleaning, detoxing. We have the Knight of Swords. Look at that. And this is the Spring Weight Tarot, Stars Edition by Tarot Collectibles. All the decks I use are down below. Anyway, look at that color. Oh my goodness. Okay, Libra. Underneath good health, you have the sun. That is good health. That is new energy, restoration maybe, vitality coming back. This is confidence too. So having confidence in your prosperity and your overall happiness. Again, they're connecting it to like working hard though, or you've been transforming something. The Knight of Swords with underneath spiritual cleaning, it does feel like some of you are trying to kind of maybe rush a metamorphosis of some kind. I am getting that. That's what I'm hearing anyway, clairaudiently. So this is some sort of like fast moving energy. What else do we have? Please tell us more. Whoa. Okay, I'm not taking those because there was a big clump. My mistake for shuffling. Okay. All right. Again, with the, with the shuffling. Okay. Here we go. You know what? Maybe we're just going to pick. Okay. Here we go, Libra. Oh, we have the 5 of Pentacles. That's what's under cheerfulness. So maybe you're not quite there yet with something. This could really be feeling as though something's honestly like something feels wrong, or worrying that something's wrong. Worrying maybe you've missed an opportunity in some way too. The energy off this card paired with that parrot cheerfulness is something about gossip creating some sort of pain or loss. There's maybe just feeling something like it's long lost. Again, it could be to something where it kind of feels, I mean, honestly, it looks like they've kind of lost their best friend here, and there's a little puppy there. And I just saw 444 on the timer. That's a number that keeps coming up for us. I'm going to pull that card, though. I feel like that's going to help us with this clarification of this 5 of Pentacles. I feel like something just feels kind of murky. Like it's kind of murky, and it feels a little unfair to me, honestly. And when I shuffled the cards and some spilled out, I briefly saw justice in reverse. So kind of does feel kind of like something doesn't quite feel right. Here we have guided and protected. So know that you are guided and protected. Angels are watching over you with love and encouragement. Could even be an earth angel coming in for you, Libra. Someone who feels like uh, somehow they just get you. They just know you. Interesting message. What else do we have for Libra? I'm hearing right now too, like watch out for schemes and gossip. Okay, too. It's just something not being true. Scandals too. All right, we have the Hermit card. All right, I'm hearing the name Frost. It's the name Frost. All right, and I just saw 555 on the timer, so there's transformation there. And here it is. It's like you're transforming something using the skills you've developed along your journey. I love that the Hermit is clarifying soul mirror with I, because this is insight into some sort of problem, or it could be a deep revelation of some kind, some sort of wisdom, spiritual insight here coming in with the Hermit card. We just had a total lunar eclipse in Virgo. And we're going to have this new moon in Pisces. I mean, that's very dreamy, watery energy. And Virgo is healing. So maybe you're using your own spiritual wisdom and intuitive abilities even to heal something, to shed light on something. I feel like you could also be helping out a friend who's going through a loss or something like that, going through a tough time, feeling a little less than supported, coming in trying to help them navigate that. Underneath Torch and Enlightenment, you have the Three of Cups. It is another card of like friendship, unity, collaboration, celebration. That's what's underneath that Torch Enlightenment. So there's hope here. There's hope within some sort of time of maybe darkness, or just something that feels like you need a little more guidance and direction, okay? When things feel a little like the unknown, you know? So something, it does feel kind of like a big deal. I mean, you have two major Arcana cards out. I only pulled 5 tarot cards. You have the Ace of Wands. Look at that. I love that that's coming in underneath that sword of bravery here. This is playing off that other oracle card. It's honor and glory. Someone near and dear to you, maybe. So there is a focus here on relationships. This is, it's inspiration. It does feel like, okay, something you start to see maybe the reason for something too. Something becomes clear to you. As you move forward here with something, what else, please? It's kind of, I get that there's like a long-standing mystery solved. It's very interesting, and it almost, they're actually giving me something to do with like indigenous peoples. So that's what I'm hearing. Literally, those are the words I'm hearing. So clairaudiently, I say literally, but it's literally clairaudiently. So what else do we have? I like the ambitiousness of the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Wands paired together, fire and air. Love it. That's what you have kind of bookending your reading here. And remember, you do have that torch right next to the sword. So it's, again, fire and air working really well together. What else do we have? The Empress. Look at that beautiful transformation here. There's a lot of being in the flow, being in the know, connecting to nature, connecting to your environment, but on a much deeper level, on this level where it feels a lot more healed. Again, this is connecting you to that spiritual cleaning too. So there's possibly some sort of cleansing, clearing you've done. Let's see what else we have. It looks like there are there are tulips here. There are tulips in this card. And they're done right here. Yellow tulips could mean something for you. And then there's the other kind of flower. I'm not sure what that is, but those actually kind of do look like daffodils when they're actually opened, a little more open. So like if you're looking at them top down or something. What else do we have? Yeah, it feels as though there's something trickling in. News could be trickling in. We have judgment here, using your discretion, discernment here when it comes to some sort of information that you acquire in some way, something that they're giving me raisins. I'm not sure why, but hey, I never am sure with certain things in readings, right? But it does feel like something's been kind of brewing or left to kind of like um, air out or something, um, or just kind of like what it'll be. I feel like you're kind of giving something up to the divine or the higher, your higher powers, seeing the real truth, seeing really what matters too. And I feel like you're kind of strengthening a bond with someone too. All right, it does feel kind of like that. What else do we have? Something here about like security too, security support. Ooh, look at that. Times are turning here as far as financial ability too, and stability. Not instability, and stability. We have lambs here. We have little ducks. So this is, a little bit of changing of the luck here. Again, we started out with clover here. It is the week of St. Patrick's Day, and for some of you who celebrate, maybe you are feeling well. And also, it's not even just that. It's really connecting it to the new moon energy and the vernal equinox. I mean, there's a lot of newness here, and those are definitely daffodils in this card right here. So, or right here. Where am I pointing? Yeah. So, times are shifting. Things are shifting. So many major arcana cards here. You have 6 cards out. 7, 8, 9. You have 9 cards, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of 5. Wait, 1, 2, 4, 5 of them. 5 of the 9 are major arcana, and this is I get some of you are changing direction because something hasn't really been paying off in some way. There's something here too I'm getting about measured consistency, and kind of measuring your progress, and just perseverance and being consistent with something is really what matters most. And you have the 9 of Pentacles. Look at that. And I was picking up on environment earlier. So you have 9 and 9 here. Could have to do with leadership. I mean, I'm getting a lot of 369 energy. I don't know if some of you are familiar with Nikola Tesla and that method of manifestation, and just his work with 369 in general, and noticing patterns and things. So you do have 2 3s, 2 9s, and it feels like well, actually, you have 10 10 as well, because you have the sun, which is 19. That's 1 and 0, so 10, and then down to a 1, and then you have the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like the countdown has begun for something. It feels very much like a countdown has begun. You're breaking something down. This could be after a time of feeling really neglected or just on your own to deal with things. I didn't even realize, but yeah, I have a 10 and then a 9. So that's also kind of countdown. Let's see what else we get. We have the Ace of Cups. It's a countdown to a new beginning, to something you'll love. It's a countdown to new joy here. It's a countdown to positive change. Yeah, the countdown has begun. Interesting. Actually, right before this reading, I was realizing that this year, vernal equinox is on 3-2-1. And so that's kind of interesting because it's the 3rd month, it's a 20, so that reduces down to a 2, and then it's a 1 year, so 3-2-1. And when I realized that, on 3-2-1 on March 2nd, 2026. So I say right before this reading. It was before this reading. And then I was kind of reminded again, yeah, when you talk about the equinox, talk about 321. And so there's just some sort of synchronicity here when it comes to patterns with numbers, okay? Really pay attention to the numbers you're receiving. Picking up on someone getting kind of their appetite back to, oh, wow, we have the moon. We've been getting the sun and the moon a lot lately together in readings, no matter what decks I use. And what I love about it is, you know, we're still very much in the energy of eclipse season. Look at this card. This is great. I love the moon there. And the moon's got a like spiky here. Oh, I mean, it really does make me think about, you know, fears and anxieties that have been kind of lurking under the surface coming up to be really transformed. I'm looking at this Ace of Wands, almost like a magic wand in a way. It's like you're really working your own abilities, your own magic, you know, to really shift something. And just knowing you have that power and that authority, that ability. Let me just turn this so you can see a little better, hopefully. Okay. All right. What else do we have? You can find personal reading information at schoolhouseintuitive.com. And do remember I have the second channel, Schoolhouse Intuitive. So here it is, right here. There's the second channel info on the screen. Great. So just like to keep that quick. All right. What else do we have, please? For the lovely Libra Collective. I get this energy of, oh, actually, okay, this is super clear. I'm seeing a cherub. So that's something that I haven't seen at this table before. A cherub. What's that all about? Wow. And it's tied to the 10 of Pentacles. It's kind of there's this new vitality again coming in. Look, and I said I was getting a cherub. Look what we have here. We have this like sweet little girl in the wings here that she's kind of cherub-like in a way, right? I get that some of you are waiting for the next steps. You're waiting to hear the next steps on something. Yes, it can have to do with health, family, career, abundance in general, opportunities. There's another 10. So you have 2 actual 10s, and plus the 19 is another 10, but 2 just 10s here. So 10, 10. There's something here about something adding up, maybe developing your skills, coming up with a new strategy. I'm feeling that too. Just off that 10 of Pentacles. I'm getting a lot of info off that 10 of Pentacles. There's, and by the way, while it's the spring here, it's going to be autumn for my friends down under, right? In the Southern Hemisphere. So that's, you know, it's a different kind of energy, right? But it's still that transition, that shift. There's a lot of newness, regardless of if you're entering into spring, which is more typically thought of as a beginning, right? For the Northern Hemisphere, but that's why I'm using this spring weight tarot this week. But for some of us, I mean, it's like that beginning can't happen until we transform or transfer even something else. Something else has to be transformed. But what else do we have here? We don't want to be like blocking our abundance by having too much of, actually they're giving me too much of a good thing or too much of an old thing. Just the getting out it's like clearing your garden beds to plant new growth or something. What else do we have? You can look at it a number of ways. Yeah, we have the 10, another 10. Okay. So a lot of completions to have beginnings. That's what I get when I'm getting 10s. Okay. Completions to have beginnings. And I always get that off the Wheel of Fortune too. You know, so you have a brand new cycle coming in. It's the countdown to something new. It's countdown to new. So you, like wrapping it up, but starting something new. It's just another way kind of to look at that. And so many more daffodils again. The name Daphne could actually mean something for you, for someone out there. Only take what resonates, right? Leave the rest. What else do we have? So you're putting down that burden. letting go of whatever, also whatever is no longer just things you're not really committed to anymore. You could be ending contracts too. I'm feeling that off this, or some sort of agreement with an institution of some kind. Um, there's, I'm getting the name Lacey. Lacey. And then I was getting, there's something here about basil. Basil, like it makes me think of abundance, basil. And something, kind of sweet. Basil's kind of sweet. Um, there's this thing too about getting into maybe even a workout routine or something, and really kind of getting into the swing of things. Something being physically heavy, feeling that off some of these cards, and kind of, what are we, tell us more, please. I want to know what else this week. I didn't talk that much about the Nine of Pentacles because for some reason they're wanting me to come back to it when I read this card. I wonder if it's another nine. No, it's a King of Wands. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the Nine of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the King of Wands. Don't back down. There's something here with, as you go to change something, or you could actually hear information that doesn't quite make sense or add up. You've got to go with what you know here. Remember, we have the Hermit there. Let's see what else. The King of Wands. I mean, you too have a lot of wisdom and authority, regardless of if that Hierophant is trying to kind of tell you what to do. I almost can't kind of get like this outside influence trying to control you in some way. Yeah, so obviously, like, not wanting to let that be you. You don't want that to happen unless you want someone else to take over, right, for you and guide you through something. Some of you need some time to just sit with something, it feels like. So not getting pushed into something. This next step could require bravery, courage. And you have the Six of Wands and the Page of Wands. Doing something your own way. Your originality is coming in with these cards. All right. Being noticed for your originality. And you could be like, you have an original way of going about something that comes from tradition, or maybe you have a unique way of like celebrating a particular holiday, or you have a unique way of calling in the new moon or something like that. There's just this, like, while you might connect to like ancient beliefs, rituals, or traditional medicine, or even is coming in, there's also this like natural and like what is you and what really resonates for you. I'm getting grapefruit too. Maybe it's like natural medicine you're considering or something that's coming into. But obviously, work with professionals. I'm not here for that. What else do we have, please? Kind of, again, I get that message of like going with what you know. And you have the Five of Swords. Card's been coming up quite a bit lately in readings. And I did mention strategy before, and it does feel like you just, needing to come up with a new strategy. It's not, I have to tell you, it's probably not popular. This, like, the way you go about something this week might not be what others either expected or support in some way. But you have 555 in this reading. You have the Five of Pentacles, you have the Five of Swords, you have the Hierophant. And I was getting 555 on the timer when 555 rolled around. So again, that is that positive transformation here. You're making something happen, and it's about your own leadership, okay? Because you, again, it's like they're bringing me back to that Hierophant, or sorry, the Hermit card, the King of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. And it's like you have the ability and the authority to navigate tough times or whatever things are coming up. You've done it before, right? Just kind of reminding yourself of, if there is something kind of a bit challenging this week, that you have to do something like your way, what feels best for you. So you can expect the unexpected. Like I said, if there's something maybe a challenging coming in, um, let's see well, actually, they're stopping me for something. Okay, so they want me to talk about the Hierophant and the Hermit card. So let's talk about the Hierophant and the Hermit card. Okay, so this is like wisdom from the outside, right? Could be spiritual wisdom, tradition again, right? An institution even. This is like you being your own authority. Okay, the Hermit. It's kind of like, we're in Pisces season. It's like High Priestess kind of vibes, but it's even more. It's it's like the High Priestess, I feel, is more like dreamy, watery, a little bit of mystery to it. Although I did say I was getting mystery solved. But the Hermit is like, really searching for that truth within and that spiritual solitude. Well, I get that off the High Priestess too. But it's definitely not like Hierophant type vibes. It feels like there has to be a blending, as I've been talking about. So it makes sense that I'm being pointed to these two cards here. Excuse me. And we are still in the season of the High Priestess, very moon-like energy. I'm getting a lot of almost like you're figuring out a structured way to tune in, tap into your own intuition, or that is the advice. The Hermit's it's a very grounded kind of energy still, right? They go up to that mountain like step by step. They maybe go to even a whole different location to do this, and they listen for that inner guidance. They have to have that alone time to find their own spiritual guidance, their own higher truth, higher wisdom. It's kind of like, again, I feel well, they also have the star in their lantern too, right? So it always reminds me of the star card. It feels more of like actually rebuilding something. And then when I think of the High Priestess, I think of like really kind of seeing things through all stages of development. It feels kind of like you've moved beyond just knowing, and now you're actually transforming something, again, a step at a time, using this wisdom that you've acquired over time. It's like you've come up with your own system for doing something. Could also be why I'm getting consecutive numbers, because it's like you're coming up with steps that work for you as you navigate this week, or it could be definitely beyond just this week. All right, what else do we have? Ace of Pentacles. You now have triple aces in your reading. You've been getting a lot of aces, a lot of double aces in readings, and now you have the Ace of Pentacles. So you have, the only one you don't have is the Ace of Swords, but you have sword in the reading with this sword card. And you started out with Knight of Swords. So I'm not too worried the Ace of Swords isn't here. What it's telling me, though, is that maybe some of you you don't necessarily have that breakthrough yet. It's like you're waiting for a little bit more clarity maybe on next steps. But the Ace of Pentacles tells me like maybe you already have what you need to get started to go through that threshold there. So 3 aces, my friends. My goodness, you start off this new season, this new moon cycle, this new week with triple ace energy. That's beautiful. That was your final card for the tarot portion, at least for now, unless we feel called to go back to it. All right, so I do want to see if there's any, want to know if there's any sort of just things we need to be asking ourselves, okay? Questions that we need to be, or maybe this is what you're wanting clarity on in general. Maybe this is what you yourself are hermiting over, right? If you are indeed doing that. 4 of Pentacles. What situation in your life are you still holding on to? Capricorn energy coming in with that. So it's something to ponder this week. And the Knight of Wands, okay, fire energy coming in, Leo, Aries, Sag. What are you passionate about and motivated about in your life? So if you're holding on to something, is it affecting your passion? Now, if we end up getting a water sign card, that would be funny. We have the Hierophant here. Okay, there's the Hierophant again now. Okay, so what am I ready to commit to in my life? Yeah, what are you ready to commit to? What are you passionate about? What are you ready to take the next steps on? It feels again like that countdown to this newness for you, with this fill in the blank, this new opportunity, this new abundance, this new prosperity, this new growth, this new structure, stability has started. That's, it really feels like it has started for you. What else? Queen of Wands, more fire energy. Again, what are you passionate about and ready to create? So now we're getting that kind of same message, very similar to the Knight of Wands. What are you passionate about and motivated about? And then what are you actually ready to create? What step can you take today? Right? I talk about that a lot in readings. What action can you take today? And we have the King of Wands, more fire. So you went from Knight, Queen, King. So what ideas are you ready to implement with others? But it comes from you. It comes from your own imagination, creations, intuition, abilities. High Priestess, there she is. So now you have the High Priestess, the Hermit card, and the Hermit, High Priestess, Hierophant. I just realized they all start with H. Okay, so letter H could be significant for you. All right. What is your intuition trying to tell you? You already know something. It's Piscean energy. And then there's the eclipse card, the Eight of Cups. What situation in your life do you need to walk away from and emotionally disconnect? These are some big questions to reflect on this week. But I feel like a lot of you, you're ready. You're ready for this. And not only did you have the Eight of Cups eclipse card, but you also have the sun and the moon again coming through in a reading. You are so ready to abandon whatever is not working. You're ready just to get on with it, right? Are you ready for this? It feels like you're ready for this. Yeah. This was the Ask Yourself Tarot by Monica Louv. All right. Now we're going to get some crystal cards for the week ahead. If you enjoy this reading, want to see more of them, hit that like button for me, hype the video, comment, become a member. All of it is very much appreciated. I always like to know who's here, if you've enjoyed the reading. All right, so we have the rose quartz, or just rose quartz. So nurture, love, and compassion. So this is opening your heart to healing. Some of you are ready to get back into the groove here too. And then you have topaz coming in, finding clarity and focus. So this is trust your inner wisdom. My goodness. It's a huge week for that. I think a lot of you are getting a lot of downloads, but with the Hermit coming in and that Hierophant playing off that, it's like needing to put some structure to it though. It's like you have all the information. Now what are you going to do with it? Like, what will you do with this information that you attain this week, or that you've been getting all this time, this whole eclipse season? You know, the eclipse energy, my understanding is you can start feeling it like a whole month ahead of time, and then it lasts for even up to a year after. And then we have another eclipse cycle coming in August. So it's like we're always, I feel like, in the eclipse energy. That's why, yeah, well, we won't get into that right now. But anyway, yeah, we're very much influenced by the sun and the moon, and you can see that coming into your reading yet again, the sun and the moon. All right, let's see. How do we stay high vibing? I always like to know that. How do we stay high vibing? High vibing for the Libra collective. Libra, sun, moon, rising, Venus, North Node, MC, all the stuff, all of it. Emotions. So feel your emotions, be with them, honor them, process them, and then move on and enjoy your life. All right. So we have a lot of questions to ask ourselves. We have the sweet emotions coming in here with the high vibing deck. And I would like to get us some other angel numbers other than 444 and 555. Let's get some other angel numbers for the Libra Collective. So I'll be doing a reading for you on the 19th, on Thursday, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, it's Thursday. And that'll be all about the Vernal Equinox. And then I think probably the next reading, we'll at least partly focus on the new moon energy, new moon in Pisces. So Those are kind of the readings this week. And then, of course, the other channel has psychic mediumship type readings and all signs weekly. All right, what else do we have? You have achievement and angels are near. So more eights. We're getting a lot of eights lately. Although you didn't really have any in this reading, but now you do with these cards. 68, 68, and 80, 80. Purple. Yeah, they're both purple, a lot of purple. So releasing burdens, embracing success. There's prosperity, there's wealth. There's something about reaching a pinnacle. And then you have angels are near. So getting reassurance, support, guardian angels, some sort of uplifting message, a message of protection, maybe a message of strength. It does make me want to go ahead and get our angel deck out before we move on to our animal cards, which I have a new deck to use just in time for spring for that. So I've been switching up my decks lately. Like to keep it fresh here at the schoolhouse. All right. So we have the Intuit Angel Oracle. That was a flipper. Adnakiel. Okay, Angel Adnakiel. All right. So Sagittarius energy coming in. Looks like we have some Jupiter energy on this card too. I feel like, just with expansion luck, so your luck could be expanding. I do get that off this. There's a connection to November. I thought of that when I saw Topaz, so November could be significant for you. There is a connection to Bronzite and also big changes. So this is the angel of independence. And you have the Nine of Pentacles, big card of independence, Virgo on that Hermit card, also a big card of independence. You have the Empress. That's a lot of, again, like self-sufficiency, supplying yourself with what it is you need. That was clarified, remember, by that 10 of Pentacles too. So this is about freedom, spiritual growth, light, power, using your power. This is enhanced pineal gland, wisdom, and exploration. So again, like your intuitive abilities. And it's card 40. What else do we have? I'm getting a name like Violet and Lila. What else do we have? And I just heard another name like Adney or something like that. Adney. Could be part of a name. Cadney, even. Okay. We also have Ambriel, and this is the patron of psychics and students. All right. Gemini energy coming in. Card 34. I'm picking up right now, too, on like tying ribbon. So there's something about ribbons, tying ribbons. All right. So this is about what's connecting to the month of May. The message is stay positive. And then there's sodalite, connecting to the crystal of sodalite. So we have clarity, psychic protection, inspiring curiosity, intellectual, there's communication, there's a lot of energy of an aha moment coming off this card. There's something here about pairing that with crystal work. Maybe some of you are doing work with crystals, and they're bringing me back to like pink stones. And then I just heard the name Kimberly. So I got kind of a lot of information with that all at once. So this angel here, she clears mental fog and doubt and brings psychic insight to your awareness for spiritual and scholastic benefit. Okay, this one too. And then we have Baradiel. This is card 13, and this is connecting to all the water signs, Pisces, Scorpio, and Cancer. I don't know why I'm spacing there. All right. Card 13. So this is the angel. Oh, yeah. Angel of hail and of the 11th hour. So the 11th hour, something coming in last minute. Maybe we have 2 months here coming in as a time period, connecting to the stone of onyx, and pray for guidance. This is about offense and defense, Hail Mary pass, taking a risk, reincarnating, and someone who grants a long life. All right, so this is about helping you find courage to do things you're afraid to do and helping you pull off the impossible. No cause is a lost cause. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we've kind of talked about financial stuff, abundance in general, prosperity, matters of the heart. Let's get a card on matters of the heart, but let's use the new Wild Heart Oracle. Matters of the heart, freedom and power. So quick thinking. You may have to act quickly when it comes to really any aspect of life coming in this week. Could be health, it could be finances, it could be intuitive, something you get an urge to, you know, do this type of cleanse, ritual, whatever it is. Or you're just like, I need to write this down. So writing down those good ideas. We have antelope and hyacinth for a flower. I like this deck because they pair the animals with flowers. This is by Night Bloom Creative. So this is grabbing opportunities as you journey towards success. It has to do with freedom and power, not giving up your power, right? And then you have seahorse and anemone. I don't know if I said that right. Anemone. Seahorse. Patience and peace. So be in the flow. Allow yourself to go at your own pace. Slow down, right? Slow down. So we have antelope, seahorse, and tiger with hibiscus. This is about maybe being fierce and famous in some way. So this is really developing your reputation. You have the Six of Wands. That's a card of that for me too. So stand your ground and put yourself in the spotlight. They want one more crystal card too. We'll get it. And we have amethyst. So embrace calm and clarity and let your intuition guide you this week. So that is what I have for you. Thank you very much for being here.